Hello everybody, it's a great day on the Trackickoffroad YouTube channel, and in today's video I'm going to tell you everything that you need to 16 valve swap your pre-96 two-door Geo Tracker or Suzuki Sidekick. Now I say two-door because four doors came equipped with the 16 valve anyway, so this is only going to retain to the pre-96 two-door Geo Tracker Suzuki Sidekicks. I know some of you are probably asking, why is this guy wearing a Subaru hat? Doesn't even own a Subaru. Well, I'm a Subaru technician, so just have to wear a Subaru hat, but I don't own a Subaru. For those of you that are new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And this is Clyde 2.0. It is a 97 chassis with an 89 tin top body. It started out like that. So because this body is an 89, it was equipped with an 8 valve, so we had to swap all the 16 valve stuff into it to make it run. So that's why I can give you some tips on how to 16 valve swap your Geo Tracker. First off, I'm going to say don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth the time or the money to 16 valve swap it. It's not plausible. I mean, you can just 2-liter swap it, and it's much easier. It's probably cheaper in the long run, and there's just more power to be had out of the 2-liter. And I mean, there's just many more benefits. And if you want to see how to 2-liter swap your Geo Tracker Suzuki Sidekick, head on over to Trash Panda Off-Road's YouTube channel. He's got a whole series on 2-liter swapping his overland build. So I'm just going to give you kind of a checklist real quick of everything you need. And that is, first off, the 16 valve engine. You're going to need the complete wiring harness, the whole entire chassis harness and the engine harness. And you're going to need the complete dash and ECU out of the newer chassis, 96 up, to swap into your pre-96. Another thing that you will most likely need that I'm actually kind of unsure on is the fuel pump, the whole fuel pump assembly out of the 16 valve. They could be the same, but I'm not 100% sure because all I did was body swap it. So I just had to swap the wiring harness and the dash, but so the gas tank kind of was already on the frame, so it doesn't matter. Either way, I'm not entirely sure if you need to switch out the whole tank or just the pump, or if you don't have to swap it at all, but I'm sure somebody in the comments is going to know, so go ahead and look down there if you're curious on that. So if you're going to 16 valve swap it, you're going to need the dash, you're going to need the ECU, the fuse, I mean everything. All the wiring that's going to run through here, all the way back through into your tank for the fuel pump. And well, your dash is going to look something like this because it's not a direct bolt-in procedure. There's going to be some fabrication. That fabrication, well, let me backtrack this a little bit. You're going to need the inner dash, all the supports. So it bolts in there, in there, but there's nowhere for it to bolt in here. So you're going to have to fabricate that bracket to work. Another thing is you're going to have to fabricate something for this to bolt up and that to bolt up. Now what I did was I just cut out this piece out of that body I'm going to try to tack weld it all in there, but it doesn't really line up. So I don't know if this is just because this was a automatic originally and everything I put into it was for the manual transmission. So there could be some variances there, but you are for sure going to need all the wiring and everything to swap the dash over. If the 16 valve you purchased comes with a power steering pump and you didn't have power steering, well, you're going to need a steering box that takes power steering and also the steering shaft as well, since they are different sizes from the manual steering and the power steering. And you also need the reservoir. Another thing you're going to need to do is modify the air box or just build your own, because that is the only existing bolt hole for the air box to mount to. That mount and that mount do not exist. So you will need the engine harness. The whole engine harness will run out from the ECM all the way out and through. You're gonna plug it all into your engine, you're good to go. You will need this bit here. I'm not entirely sure if the radiators are different, but they might be, so you might need to swap radiators as well, but I believe they are the same, so you probably don't need to worry about that. The motor mounts will work just fine because they are essentially just the same block. I'm noticing I have a loose bolt down there, so I should probably fix that. This engine will also bolt right up to your transmission as well. So it is a ton of work to get this to work out because the dash swap is very intensive, and if you really don't have mechanical experience, it's going to be really difficult to do. It takes a lot of work, and if you don't have fabrication skills or fabrication tools, you might just want to count it out. Swapping the engine in is the easy part. Getting it to run is the hard part. But we're just going to lay this out and be completely honest. If you are even thinking about 16 valve swapping your geo-tracker, just don't. Just find yourself a 2-liter and swap that in. Because again, you get more power, I would say a little more efficiency. And the swap is just so much simpler because you just pull both the engine harness out of this chassis and the engine harness out of whatever you get the 2-liter from. You buy the proper flex plate for the swap or flywheel, and you buy the proper motor mounts to do the swap. Trail Tough sells everything to do this. They make it pretty simple. I mean, actually, it's super simple. Check out Trash Panda Off-Road's YouTube channel. It explains it all. He's got a whole series. He has a whole series on it, and it's just super simple to do. I wouldn't even mess with putting a 16 valve in one of these. Go 2-liter. Or better yet, you can even go with the 2.3 liter, which is honestly probably even the better option. So if you can go 2-liter or the 2.3, go that option. Just trash can the 16 valve swap completely, or just put another 8 valve in it if it's blown up, or LS swap, because if you want the challenge, just might as well go big. If you have any questions, feel free to ask below, and I will do my best to get back to you and answer. And I'm sure there are plenty other people I'll be able to answer you as well down there in the comment section. And if you haven't watched any of the body swap videos, go ahead and go back and check those out. And also Trash Panda Off-Road has some of the body swap videos as well. I also have other videos pertaining to how to manual swap your geo-tracker Suzuki Sidekick. So if you're interested in manual swapping, go ahead and check that video out. I'll link that below. I hope this video gave you kind of some pointers or ideas. Again, that's just the engine, the entire chassis harness, the engine harness, and the dash, along with the ECM and all that jazz. Don't waste your time. Don't do it. Go big, go home. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel because we're going to be continuing on the Clyde 2.0 build, and we're going to be building that S15 back there when all the stars align and the funds are available. That will be a mini truck build. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave this video a like, and have a good one.